is old school to the core. There's a way that he goes about doing things. There's a way his belief system is what it is. And Pat Riley, whether he wants to admit it or not, there's a hierarchy. There's a chain. Everybody ain't Alonzo Mourning. Everybody ain't Dwayne Wade. To a lesser degree, everybody ain't Tim Hardaway. Special people. There are people who are special to him. And then LeBron was just an absolutely phenomenal, fabulous.
There's been 3 dynasties in my mind. Boston in the 60s, okay, 11 and 13 years for Bill Russell. That's why his number's hanging in the rafters of every arena in this league, because he deserves to be there. And then the Lakers.
Pat Riley has spoken, and for the first time in 12 years, he's told the truth about LeBron James leaving Miami. The Godfather stood in front of the world at his own statue ceremony and admitted something that sent shockwaves through the NBA. He got emotional, he got selfish, and he revealed a secret he's been holding since 2014. A dynasty that should have lasted a decade was cut short. The NBA is stunned, the basketball world is reeling, and LeBron's response? It's gonna break your heart.
For the list, what stands out the most to you about the way that they're playing basketball?
I would think 2 things. One, how hard they play. 48 minutes. No matter if they're up, no matter if they're down. They play extremely hard. And I think 2, it will be the way they move without the ball. They share the ball. Everyone is live on the floor. It's not one guy that you can disrespect or be off throughout the course of an offensive possession. And they do a hell of a job of moving without the ball, sharing the ball.
Today, the time has come to kick some ass, to kick some Boston ass.
February 22, 2026, a date that will be remembered in Los Angeles forever. The Lakers unveiled the 8th statue in franchise history, a towering bronze figure of Pat Riley, forever frozen in that iconic pose, fist raised, suit immaculate, the look of a champion who knew no other way. Magic Johnson stood nearby, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dwayne Wade flew across the country to speak. The Showtime Lakers were back in the building. And sitting alone on the Lakers bench, watching it all unfold, was the man Riley once called especially LeBron. The ceremony was beautiful. Riley's voice cracked when he thanked the Buss family. He smiled when he looked at the statue between Magic and Kareem. But then came the questions, and that's when the night took a turn no one expected. I thought getting the big 3, Dwayne, Chris Bosh, and especially LeBron, that we had finally put together what I thought could become a dynasty, Riley said, his voice thick with emotion. It was. 4 trips to the finals in a row, 2 world championships, an incredible run. He paused. The room held its breath. As a coach, as somebody who really thought about how to build that team, I saw something that could have lasted 8 to 10 years. 8 to 10 years. The number hung in the air like smoke. A dynasty that should have rivaled the Bulls, that should have rewritten the record books, gone in 4. Riley didn't stop there. I wish him nothing but the best. But I'm going to be selfish here and say I wish I had him for another 6 or 8 years. Would have been great, but we'll never know, will we? The Godfather, the man who built dynasties, the man who never showed weakness, was admitting regret, publicly, emotionally. For the first time in 12 years, Pat Riley let the world see what he really felt about LeBron James leaving. Riley's words hit like a freight train. But LeBron was sitting right there, listening to every word. How do you respond when the architect of your championship soul tells the world he still misses you? Subscribe to find out.
When it all changed. Obviously, my first year there, played great basketball, got all the way to the finals, losing the finals. I played like shit. Spo is the reason why we were a better team. And our team was more assembled properly. That summer, he went to Oregon and hung out with Chip Kelly.
Serious dictation was.
Not sure.
What do you mean I'm not sure? No, I don't know his state of mind.
Did you know if he knew the score?
Thank you.
LeBron James had just played 36 minutes against the Boston Celtics. He'd scored 20 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, dished out 8 assists, and the Lakers had lost by 22 points. But the final score wasn't what anyone wanted to talk about. When LeBron sat down at the post-game podium, the first question wasn't about the loss. It was about Riley. LeBron leaned back. He took a breath. And then he gave an answer that revealed more about his soul than any interview ever has. It's human nature to look back and say, yeah, what could have been, James said quietly. That's part of life. The 4 years we had was great. Was able to pick up 2 chips. We lost 2 of them, unfortunately, but a lot of great memories, a lot of great time there. He paused, his mind clearly drifting back to 2013, to the 27-game win streak, to the back-to-back titles. It would have been interesting to see what could have happened. Then LeBron dropped a truth bomb that put everything in perspective. I also would have never gave myself another 12 years to be playing this game either, so that's another story. Think about that. When LeBron left Miami in 2014, he was 29 years old. He thought his career was winding down. He thought he had maybe 5 or 6 years left. He went back to Cleveland to complete his destiny, to win one for his home state. And he did it. In 2016, he brought Cleveland its first championship in 52 years. But he never imagined he'd still be playing in 2026. Never imagined he'd be the all-time leading scorer. Never imagined he'd play 23 seasons and still average 22 points a night. I never said I'm going to go there for 4 years and decide to leave, James explained. That's just how the cards was played. Riley wanted 8 to 10 years. LeBron gave him 4. And now, 12 years later, both men sat in the same building wondering what could have been. The emotion was raw. The honesty was brutal. But there's another layer to this story that no one is talking about. The real reason LeBron left, and why Riley has never held it against him. The next chapter reveals the truth.
That call when LeBron James told you that he was leaving.
I'm pissed, okay? So go ahead, get it out there.
You've described yourself publicly as devastated, and you've said that you will never forget that phone call where you just felt like, hey, weren't we building something together?
You know, when LeBron made that call, I saw a dynasty fly out the window. I didn't blame him, but I knew that that was a 10-year team. It was just a sad day for me and for our franchise because I wanted that dynasty.
There was a lot of animosity around when it happened because, you know, Pat took that personal. He was upset when Brown left. He was upset. And he's the leader of the franchise. He's the president, so, you know, everything trickles down. So it was a lot of tension, a lot of tension. You know, and, you know, we still as players, we love Brian. He helped us win championships. But, you know, it took Pat a while to get over it. As he talked about it, it took him a while. But it wasn't a good feeling at first when he left.
The narrative around LeBron leaving Miami has always been clouded. Critics said he couldn't handle the pressure. They said he ran back to Cleveland because the Heat were fading. They said he was chasing money, chasing comfort, chasing an easier path. But Riley has always known the truth, and on Sunday night, he made it crystal clear. I understood, as I said in my speech, that the business of the NBA is the business of the NBA, Riley said. Players have an opportunity to go somewhere else, and he went to Cleveland and won a title up there. Riley understood. He always understood. LeBron left because he had unfinished business, because the kid from Akron, Ohio, who was supposed to bring a championship to his home state, hadn't done it yet, because the promise he made in 2003 still hung over his head. I felt like I knew how to play the game, and I just felt like they could possibly put me in a position where the goals that I had, and I was able to accomplish that, James said of his time in Miami. The Heat taught him how to win. They forged him into a champion, and then he took those lessons home. Dwayne Wade, sitting in the front row during Riley's ceremony, knew it better than anyone. He'd spoken at the statue unveiling, sharing stories of 4 years that changed his life. He and LeBron had won together, they'd lost together, they'd cried together. And when LeBron left, Wade understood too. The 2016 championship in Cleveland validated everything. LeBron delivered on his promise. He slayed the 73-win Warriors. He gave Cleveland its first title in 52 years. And he did it using every tool Miami had given him. He's one of the all-time greats to ever have been a part of this league, James said of Riley. Not only player, coach, executive, front office, everything. Mutual respect. Decades later, still intact. The statue stands forever, the memories last a lifetime, but one question remains unanswered. What if LeBron had stayed? The final chapter explores the dynasty that never was.
Said I'm going to go there 4 years and decided to go. That's just how the cards was played. But yeah, it's human nature to look back and say, okay, what could have been? But that's part of life. I thought the 4 years that we had was great. Obviously, we was able to pick up 2 chips. We lost 2 of them, unfortunately. But a lot of great memories, a lot of great time there, and it would have been interesting to see what could have happened. I also would have never gave myself. Was that at the end of 7, 11? I wouldn't have gave myself another 12 years to be playing this game either. So that's another story.
Imagine it. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh together for 10 years. Not 4, 10. From 2010 to 2020, prime LeBron meets prime Wade meets prime Bosh. Year after year of finals appearances, year after year of championship banners. The Heat would have been the team of the decade. The conversation about the greatest dynasties would have shifted. The Bulls, the Celtics, and the Heat. But it didn't happen. Wade's body started breaking down. Bosh's blood clots ended his career too soon. The salary cap tightened. The league changed. And LeBron, at 29, made the hardest decision of his life. I saw something that could have lasted 8 to 10 years, Riley said. 8 to 10 years. Think about the championships they could have won. Think about the history they could have written. But Riley, for all his competitive fire, for all his selfish wishes, understands the bigger picture. We'll never know, will we? And that's the tragedy of the NBA, the what-ifs that haunt every legend, the paths not taken, the years not played. LeBron James sat on that Lakers bench, watching Riley's statue get unveiled, and he felt it too. The weight of decisions made 12 years ago. The weight of a dynasty that could have been. But here's the thing about LeBron James. He has no regrets. He won in Miami. He won in Cleveland. He won in Los Angeles. He's the all-time leading scorer. He's played 23 seasons. He's done things no one thought possible. When he looked at Riley's statue, he didn't see failure. He saw respect. He saw a relationship that survived the business of the NBA. He saw 2 men who built something special, even if it didn't last forever. It's pretty cool, James said. That's it. That's the ending. 2 legends, 1 statue, and a shared understanding that some things are bigger than championships. Some things are bigger than rings. Pat Riley spoke out. The NBA is stunned, but not because he said something controversial. Because he said something human. He admitted regret. He admitted longing. He admitted that even the Godfather, the man who built dynasties, the man who never shows weakness, wonders what could have been. LeBron James heard him. LeBron felt him. And in their mutual vulnerability, they reminded us why we love this game. It's not about the rings. It's about the connections, the relationships, the memories. Riley has his statue. LeBron has his legacy, and somewhere in between, there's a dynasty that could have been. Would the Heat have won 6 championships if LeBron stayed? Would they be remembered as the greatest team ever? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more NBA stories that go beyond the box score.